Greetings, everyone. Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday. I hope all of you are doing well. I hope that all of you have had an amazing Tuesday so far. This is Meaningful Intuitive Guided Tarot. I am coming back to do what I am calling an extension or a follow up pertaining to Princess of Wales, Princess Catherine, pertaining to stories. Well, I would say sources that have stated, in fact, that the Princess of Wales has left the London clinic and that she has returned home. So, as I said, this is going to be a follow up reading. We're going to get right into it, okay? Because more than anything else, what I want to say is there is some ex-foulish energy that I'm surrounding this whole situation pertaining to Princess of Wales. And I repeat, ex-foulish, and I say ex-foulish because if you guys remember the show back in the day, the X-Files, right? That is centered around the paranormal or that of things that have not been explained. So this the unexplained. So I'm picking that energy up, this X-Files energy surrounding what is going on currently with the situation, the whereabouts, the sneakiness, the secretiveness that is surrounded by the Princess of Wales. And so, like I said, we're going to get right into it. So as I said, that it has been said, according to one expert, speaking from Express Source newspaper, reports that Princess Catherine has returned home recovering at her Adelaide cottage in Windsor following that abdominal surgery that we all was aware of that came out a couple of weeks ago, around a month, pertaining to that abdominal surgery. Now, before I continue, I do want to add and point out that I did already perform a reading on her about 2 weeks back pertaining to that abdominal surgery and what did I feel and think about that intuitively. And so for those of you that may not have watched that video, you are more than welcome to kind of scroll down. And the title of that was Princess of Wales, What's Happening with Princess Catherine? Believe half of what you hear. So again, if you want to go back and watch that video, and then following that, you can come back here, or like I said, anytime that you feel that you want to kind of see what did I think pertaining to that abdominal surgery, then this will kind of all make sense to you. So it depends on you. So now continuing, as I said, is that it has been stated that she has returned home, and that according to a statement from Kensington Palace, that based on her current medical advice, she will unlikely return to her public duties at this time, as she need to be fully healed. According to Hello Magazine, there was an abdominal surgery expert named Shashank Gurjar that says, and I state, with large, we stick the abdomen together, and the stitch is designed to last 6 to 9 months. Now again, this is coming from an expert, a surgical, I guess, doctor who have knowledge pertaining to abdominal surgeries, and he is pertaining to wounds or scars that were large pertaining to the Princess of Wales, Princess Catherine, that the stitch to the abdomen, that they stitch the abdomen together, and that the stitch that they use, it is designed to last 6 to 9 months. So basically, it says that when she goes home, that she will need to rely on family members and anybody, even that of a personal nurse. I'm pretty sure that there's a personal nurse that will be there for her to assist her during her recovering fully. And it's been stressed that she has to fully heal. So basically, though, my question is, why didn't no one see her exit from the London clinic? Unlike her past hospital admissions where you did see her exit and leave, what made this particular visit, and with her exiting out of the London clinic, how come she was not photographed or no one took pictures of her leaving? So one question is, how was she able to secretly depart from the clinic? Okay. Now, I'm going to stop there. So again, the question is, how was she able to successfully, I think my smoke is kind of messing with my throat chakra here, but anyway, the question is, again, how was she able to successfully leave that London clinic and that she is home now back at her cottage recovering? Well, I'm going to show you guys something that had me very perplexed, and it's something that I observed. But when it came up, immediately there was an energy that I felt emotionally, but it also kind of made me think that, does Princess of Wales have a doppelganger? Is there a copy out there? Or as some have said, as I have read other comments from other sources, is the phrasing clone. Now, I don't know if I would take it to that extent, but it's possible. Okay, speaking of X-Files, the truth is always out there, right? But I'm going to say for now, allegedly, okay, does she have a doppelganger? Okay, it's some weird activities that is going on surrounding Princess Catherine, and I'm pretty sure that at this point that you guys will all agree on that, okay? That there is something strange. It's like it keeps getting darker and darker pertaining to her whereabouts. What is going on? Why are things seem to be very secretive, okay? So I want to speak about a certain photo that popped up, surfacing around the time that they mentioned that she had left, supposedly the day that she exited the London clinic, okay? And what I want you guys to do, I'm going to blow it up and expand it so you can see very, very clearly here, okay? Look at this picture, okay? Look at that picture of her. Now, I will say that underneath, it speaks about this picture of her that was taken last Easter. So that would be last 2023, around Easter time, her waving from a car along with her husband, Prince William, after them leaving, let me just close it back down, after them leaving and attending the Easter Matin service at St. George Chapel. But if you look very carefully, look at it. Give it a very good look. Look at everything, not just her face, but look at what she is wearing there. Okay? You will agree with me that the color here that she is wearing, the article of clothing, is that of black or a very, very, very deep blue color, if anything. Very dark blue or close to black here, right? I would say actually black, but it could be like a very dark navy blue, but it's more close to black. Now, after observing that, look up at the face. What do you think about the face? Now, we know that Princess of Wales, she, aside from her having gone through this recent abdominal surgery, but even before that, right, later on after this event, so a few months after this Easter celebration here, later on toward the end of 2023, we know that Princess of Wales, her weight, we saw that she began to show signs of exhaustion, stress, and that was some of the things I pointed out in my other reading that I did for her 2 weeks back, that Princess of Wales is very drained. I picked up on her emotionally. She is very heavenly exhausted, She is drained, there's stress, but also picked up it's more mental. And when you are inflicted with some sort of mental distress, it can impact your physical health. And so when you look at her, she has lost weight. She doesn't look like herself. The Princess of Catherine that we know and saw when she first came onto the scene and came to be a part of the royal family. So when you look at this picture here, her face seems full. It seems fatter, more fuller, more of a healthier. But the question is, are you really seeing Princess of Wales? Or are you seeing her doppelganger? Okay? When I saw this picture come up, especially surrounding the time that they said the day that she exited out quietly with no one being aware of it, I looked at that picture and I said, there's something very robotic about it. And as an intuitive, I felt that that was not her. It's not her. And I'm going to stick to that. Okay? I'm going to stick to that. It's something very robotic about this picture. It's almost as if it was something that was put there to kind of bring some type of an illusion that it is the Princess of Wales, when in fact, it's not. Okay, so for those, you may say, yes, she was cloned. For some of you, you may say, yes, I believe and may think. And for others of you, you may not think that. But the reason I wanted to point this out was because going back to that X-Files term, and what I feel that there is something that is definitely unexplainable. And I feel like there is a lot of deception and manipulation tactics that is taking place, but started even around the time of that Easter event. But even so, okay, because as I pointed out, Princess Catherine has been dealing with a lot of stress. And unfortunately, a lot of her stress and the state of her mental mind, unfortunately, has a lot to do with her husband, Prince William. Okay? And so when you look at that, she's been dealing with that for the past 2 to 3 years. 2 years. But it's gotten worse in terms of their dynamics. That the love has cooled off. Their chemistry is not the same. So when you compare this Princess of Wales to the Princess of Wales today, that's a very big change. But it's something very fishy and something very robotic as I'm looking at the face. Now, going back, as I said, they posted this photo surrounding her day when she exited from London Clinic. But when you go back a couple of months back to 2023 Easter time, around April the 9th and the 10th, when you saw them coming out or going into that chapel, look at Princess Catherine here. Okay? Look at her there. Now, you can say, along with her husband and her children, okay? Look at, again, draw your eyes to what she is wearing. She is wearing this light blue color, very bright color. So you can't mistaken it for the color that we saw in that first photo that I showed you, okay? And it is a color that she wore pertaining to that event. We have her here, again, along with Queen Consort Camilla. And basically they were just making references how the two of them were coordinating with the color blue. During their outing at St. George Chapel in Windsor Palace, and that was published April 10th of 2023. Okay? Let's go back again one last time to this photo here. Something is very odd, wouldn't you say? So that's enough of the picture there. But again, it's something very robotic and something very still. Now, yes, it's a picture that was captured, but let's go beyond that. Okay, I looked at her face, I looked at her eyes. It seemed like something that, like I said, has been engineered so as to look like Princess of Wales. Okay, and so with that being said, okay, I think you guys got the picture there. So with that being said, the next thing is this. Now, when we look about the Easter event and what she wore, but then that picture surfaced pertaining to the same event, why is it that there is two different colors that she is wearing? And you better believe that I did my research. I had to kind of dig in further, because one thing I noticed that normally stories would do, even though they might give you the date when something was published, they'll also have in the caption, also at times they will also put the date when this took place. And that piece of information was missing. So with that being said, why is it supposedly on the same event of this Easter's Matins celebration that took place around that time, how is it that she's wearing two different colors, right? It doesn't make sense. And again, they use that picture surrounding when she was coming out of the London clinic. So, with that being said, I think you guys got the picture. I had to ask Spirit, and the question that I wanted to know, that was what I feel intuitively, that this is in fact a doppelganger. You can even, if you want to, I don't want to go to that extreme and say if she was cloned, but will it surprise me later on that these things come out later on? Absolutely. But will it be something that, of course, it will be exposed? That remains to be seen. But whether you want to say a doppelganger or say she was cloned, allegedly, okay, I'm going to say allegedly, right? Because the truth is not there, but it's always there, okay? So, allegedly, whether you want to say she was cloned or has a doppelganger, the question is, was there deception? Is there deception and manipulation surrounding the Princess of Wales, Katherine? Has there been, and is there some sort of deception and manipulation that is surrounding her at this time? That is the question that I asked Spirit. And so the cards that came out, as 6 cards came out surrounding that question. The first came out was the major arcana of the Fool. Okay? But as well, my eyes is drawn to the top of the deck by which the 6 cards came out. There were 6 cards that I pulled out pertaining to the question. And on top of the deck, we have the Sun. The Sun is like the yes answer. Okay? So we know, for those that is familiar with tarot, the Sun can represent like any other cards. They can take on different meanings. But definitely for a question as if there has been manipulation, deception surrounding her, with the Sun sitting on top, that shows a big yes, that there has been. Even before I even pulled out the cards, I felt anyway that there has been some sort of manipulation. And I'm still going to feel that way. It's no way that there is not. Okay? Now, let's go back to that first energy of the card. By the way, I want to also mention that Princess of Wales, Princess Katherine, her zodiac sign is that of a Capricorn. And so it's interesting that her energy did not show up. It's almost as if she is obsolete. Now, in saying that, don't get it twisted that it's anything that it's like like a dire concern. There is a concern. Now, that doesn't mean that she has been written off, but if you want to attach that with the phrasing allegedly being cloned, possibly you can attach that, right, in terms of obsolete, because obsolete is something that has been removed. It's no longer there. But I don't feel that. But what I do feel very strongly is that there is something that is hidden, that her true identity is being kept a secret, that there is some type of a hidden agenda pertaining to her. That is what I strongly feel. And like I said, I'm going to stick with that. Okay. And go with what I feel and strongly sense. Okay. I can't, what's the point of me having the gift of clairsentient and not being able to express what I feel, right? It doesn't mean that it's 100% accurate, no way at all. But there's also a chance that what I feel can turn out to be the case, and that will remain to be seen. So, going back to that fool energy, is this is pertaining to Princess of Wales, that in fact, I look at this as a new experiment. I look at this as something that has been replaced. Remember when I said that Princess of Wales, her energy, her being really depleted in the past couple of months has really taken a toll on her? This is like a new fresh energy. So in answering the question, does she have a doppelganger? Then you can say yes, that she's kind of may have been, possibly, allegedly, she may have been replaced to someone of vital energy, someone that is more feeling useful, who looks useful. But I'm also connecting this to like something that has like a new experiment. So it's almost like a replacement. And if you want to, again, bring in that phrasing, being cloned. But this is somebody that, like I said, is young, who is vibrant, who can stand up to somebody that you can say that maybe has fallen down in a sense, that is physically and mentally. And when you think about it, if she is supposed to be, along with her husband, the future queen, and she is undergoing some type of mental disorder or mental stress, right? Then it's almost like, again, it's like when it comes to the appearances of how the future queen should look, she should look vibrant. She is young. She is, I believe, 41 or 42. So she is young, right? But at the same time, it's like, how will we have a future queen to, stand in and to fulfill that position of a queen, and she is dealing with mental stress, she's dealing with physical stress, and she's not looking the part, right? Because like anything else, when it comes to the royals and celebrities, there's a certain type of looking the part, right? So I feel with this fool's energy, this is just being reflective upon this doppelganger that may have been picked and chosen or somehow engineered to take over Princess of Wales. All right? Now, let's move over to the second card. The second card that came out is the Page of Swords. Page of Swords comes as a messenger. It also comes as a messenger that brings news. But generally, the Page of Swords, like the other pages, sometimes the news can be delayed. Okay? Being delayed to take an action. Being delayed to bring us some sort of communication. Because the suit of swords does deal with communication. But if you look closely, this Page of Swords is, you can say, is on like a ladder or a tightrope, right? But it's very narrow, which also means what? You got to be very cautious. It's almost like walking on eggshells, right? But it's also is carrying what you would see that of like a book, or in this case, maybe a newspaper. So again, surrounding the suspiciousness that is going on surrounding Princess of Wales, I feel that when it comes to the palace, when it comes to just the monarchy itself, I feel that they are needing to step into this situation of the unknown. It's almost like how they handle the press, the information that they give to the press, Kensington Palace, and so forth, right? So it's almost like they got to be very delicate. They got to tread lightly in terms of any type of movements with Princess of Wales. And if in fact they do have a doppelganger for her, then that will make sense. They have to kind of be extra on it, and they have to have a certain type of, what is the word? they have to be very strategic, if you will. I'm picking up a very strategic energy surrounding this page of swords when it comes to sources, when it comes to putting out information pertaining to the whereabouts of Princess of Wales. Now, moving over to the next card, we have that of the Emperor. Now, to me, the Emperor is one of power, one of high power, right? One that will be above King Charles III. So I would say when it comes to just the whole monarchy itself, right, that whoever it is has very high power, and it's almost like, again, they have to be very selective and be very cautious as to what it is surrounding Princess of Wales, okay? Because right here, I don't really per se pick up King Charles here, right? But I feel that this is just representing the monarchy itself as a whole, right? Because him, Princess of Wales, Prince William, they all are part of that monarchy, right? So it's someone of high power. And I feel that when it comes down to them printing information and news to various sources, they do have to be very strategic. They have to really think outside the box. They gotta if you will, know what to say and how to say it, but save face at the same time, very strategically. All right, that's what I get there. Now, we have here coming up next is another major arcana. Now, by the way, I wanted to pick up because I took notes. By the way, the Fool, when it comes to the major arcanas, okay, the lineup that you see with the major arcana, the Fool was the card that came out. So it's starting off this reading pertaining to Princess of Wales. But I wanted to point out that after the Fool, the next major arcana is that of the Magician, followed by the High Priestess, and then the Empress. That Empress to me would be Princess of Wales. But again, after the Magician is the High Priestess. And this is the card that we come up next. It came out into the spread, that of the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a major arcana of mystery. Things that are hidden, but it just shows you surrounding Princess Katherine, there is mystery there. There is that X-Files energy again. Something is unexplainable, right? Unexplainable activities that is surrounding her at this time. So again, when we think about that of the Magician, like I said, that follows this lineup after the Fool, and then after that we got the Magician. The Magician is different things in the tarot, depending on the scenario of the reading. So even though the Magician didn't come out, but again, looking at the lineup, which is very close to the surrounding energy or close to this energy of the High Priestess, it shows that it was almost like some type of magical act, a disappearing act, that she disappeared, the real Princess of Wales, that she kind of disappeared. Remember earlier I said her presence felt obsolete because her energy, her being a Capricorn, which would also will connect to that of Pentacles, and it doesn't mean that people's energies have to always come out. But for me, and I have heard from other readers, that generally when you don't get the element of that person that come out, to me, that's a sign. And here is a sign that her energy didn't come out. So I almost, when I speak about her and I'm feeling and I'm tuning into her energy that surrounds her, like I said, I'm very emotional, and that's why I have to always be aware and always constantly cleanse and release energies, because when I do these readings for people, when I do the readings here on this platform, I do pick up energy. And her energy, I feel like, I'm almost feeling like I want to cry, okay? Because I feel there is something that is not right. There's something not right surrounding her at this time. And there's a nervousness, and I just hope that she is okay. All right? Now, I wanted to, before I get to that, let's go to the next card, the fifth position. The next card that came out is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups deals with things of the past. And speaking of the past, when I mentioned about the Easter celebration, them leaving from celebrating that Easter event that they had back last Easter 2023, that could be this energy of what that means, that the past pertaining to today is some type of connection with the past. However, though, the Six of Cups could also represent that of children, and we know that she is a mother of three. Now, when it comes to the forest, when it comes to what might be going on behind the scenes, I feel that going back to that emperor energy, when I felt that it could symbolize the monarchy itself, that when it comes down to it, and with the health issues and the situation surrounding Princess of Wales, that they need now to think about the children, right? Because if, it's a big if, surrounding if Prince William will step in as the next king, if something doesn't, if there's a need to, and if there's a need, if where King Charles III at some point have to abdicate. But aside from that, if that was to happen, and as they are, you can say, planning and trying to forge ahead with the idea of the future king and queen, it's like they have to also take into consideration that of the children in terms of, when they are out and about as a family, how they're looked upon. If Princess of Wales, the real Princess of Wales, is out of remission, so to speak, like she's out of commission and no longer is able to work, and she still has to recover, it's like, again, keeping up appearances, keeping up that image, right? It's like, what do we do with the children? It doesn't look, in the eyes of the monarchy, it don't look right to have the future king to be going on, to be going on certain events or what have you without that future wife. Not future wife. You know what I mean. The future queen next to him, right? Or having his wife next to him. It just doesn't look right, right? So they have to kind of form that family type of visualization to the public, right? So I feel that the Six of Cups is speaking about them being very concerning where the children are concerned, right? It's like, how do we have Prince William to be left with the children? Because I also pick up burden. They don't want him as well to be burdened down with that if he is like preparing for the outcome, the positive outcome, if he has to step in. Okay? So there's something burdensome at the same time that I get. And I feel that it is something pertaining to Prince William. Because, by the way, he is a water sign. He is a Cancer. And Cups is connected to water signs. So I pick up Prince William's energy right here. Okay? Now, the last card that came out pertaining to this situation, we got the Six of Swords. This is like the end result of that doppelganger type of fast decision having to, allegedly, okay? Allegedly. This is like the result, the aftermath of everything that has taken place, everything that in terms of even going back, to the past, going back a year ago or what have you. It's almost like I feel that they know somehow, even though they might be trying to prepare, and I think that it's almost like they are staging something that may not happen. But at the same time, they know the problems and the issues that is going on between Prince William and Princess of Wales. They know. And so I feel that leading up to what has happened surrounding her, that they needed to find a way, because it's almost like there's a lot of turbulence, you can say. There's a lot of turbulence, a lot of things that is coming down surrounding the royal family. So they have to find a way out, right? Because Six of Swords is leaving things of destruction, leaving chaotic situations, leaving chaotic scenarios surrounding the royal family, and finding another solution that will look more calmer, that will look balanced, because things you can say is definitely out of balance, right? So that's what I pick up with this energy here. Now, I wanted to go back to kind of clarify that High Priestess. And the two cards that came out to clarify that was another major. By the way, we have a lot of major arcanas here, guys. A lot of major arcanas. I'll always say, whenever major arcanas come out into a reading, it just gives you that intensity of what is happening, depending on the scenario of that reading, right? So when you think about the major versus the minors, not to say that the minors won't have any type of, disturbances or anything that is major, but it's less potent. But when you get the major, and depending on what majors to come out, it's showing some type of intensity. So you got the major here of the Tower, along with the King of Pentacles. Now, I would say this could be King Charles III here, right? Even though he is a water sign, and Pentacles is connected to earth element, but it doesn't matter. Right now, it's just the energy. It's just the position and the status that he holds at this current time, right? It's that of a King of Pentacles, someone of wealth, someone of, sustainability at this time. But we know that at the same time, he has also, King Charles III, has also had some health, medical concerns and situations. But with this Tower, I feel that, because we're speaking particularly about Princess of Wales, that this was something that was shocking, that they didn't expect. Now, going back to that reading, that video that I did of her 2 weeks back, I felt, and I'm going to just recap on it just right quick, because it's in connecting to what this Tower energy is here for. I feel that she was pregnant toward the end of 2023. I felt that she was pregnant. I intuitively felt she was. And so with that pregnancy, during her early stages, I felt that something went wrong, and that I felt that the pregnancy resulted, I mentioned that it resulted, I felt, allegedly in a utopic pregnancy. And thereafter, I felt that allegedly it could have led to her having a hysterectomy, and that will be the removal of allegedly her uterus. That's what I picked up on. So you guys, and I'm going to leave it there. If you want to see the full reading of that, you can go back to that reading that I did. So I bring that up because this is an energy of unexpectedness, something that you didn't see coming, right? And I feel like when that happened, pertaining to this abdominal surgery she had, I feel like it was something that was unexpected to the royals. They didn't expect that things was going to go that way. And so it's almost, again, they had to figure out like a master plan. They had to think outside the box, perhaps allegedly in terms of her future. So it's almost like the future is becoming a focus here, right, at this time, because if you can say, I will say, does this not look like the phrase, London Bridge is falling down? This literally looks like London Bridge is falling down. And I'm sure many of you have heard and know that saying. So this really is something that has been unexpected. With her situation was unexpected, especially with the first part, if she was hypothetically pregnant and it resulted in that pregnancy, that ectopic pregnancy, okay, if it was. And I feel that look like ever since then, things began to go down. Things just begin to crumble down, and they are continuing to crumble down, right? So that what came out. And I just feel that when it comes down to, like I said, when it comes down to Prince William, Princess of Wales, and the children, that family dynamic, there is something there that the monarchy have to kind of keep up. They got to kind of keep that structure, that family structure, tight. And when something as such, unfortunately unexpected, comes up like this, it kind of have to now put them on their toes. They got to be on that tightrope to see how they're going to handle this and any other expected type of future, events or something out of the blue that they didn't see coming, right? Now, going back to that doppelganger, does she have one? Could she may have been cloned? It's out there. The truth is going to be out there. I feel that she has been replaced. And I feel that, like I said, I feel strongly that they will, at this time, that they will not want to, of course, if that is the case, they are not going to, because palace walls, the walls represents things that the public are not meant to see, right? Palace walls have secrets. It holds secrets. It holds things very deep down. Just going back to that arcana, major arcana of the high priestess, right? There's mysteries behind that, the royal families. There's always mysteries. And there's always going to be things that it's just going to be enough information that they want the Britons to know, right? But is it really what is going on behind the scenes? It kind of takes me back to that phrasing. All that glitters is not gold, right? And, in one of the oracle decks with that key phrasing, all that glitters is not gold, there's a mass, because there's mass that is associated with that phrasing, right? So when you think that things appear to look like they are really not, right? And that goes into a whole lot of other things that is going on with the scene, with the whole scene, the world at this time. Things is not what they appear to be. All right, so I'm going to leave it there in terms of what and how I feel about the situation that I wanted to follow up pertaining to the reading I did behind Princess of Wales, Princess Katherine. Again, we can only hope and pray that she is okay. I don't see her. It's been stated from other sources that she may resume her duties around Easter. We are close to Easter now. When you think about it, we're already in February. Easter, is, I don't know if their Easter is like ours. I'm not sure if it's like the U.S. I'm filming this in the U.S., so I'm in the U.S. and they are there in the U.K. So I'm not sure. If you guys know that, you can feel free to let me know. But the point is that whatever it is that I feel that she will not return. The real Princess of Wales will not return. So if you do see a Princess of Wales come out smiling, it's not her. It will not be her. All right? So again, nonetheless, we will hope and pray, and we do hope that she is doing well, because I'm not picking up, I'm picking up something around her that makes me nervous. Let's put it that way. All right. So anyway, this is what I got. If you guys would like to share your thoughts, your opinions, and your comments, do so in the comment section. I only ask that it's respectful, but I'm very open to hearing what you guys have to say. All right. And with that being said, I am going to now digress so that I can actually still speak upon royal news. This time it will be pertaining to, I'm very interested to see, intuitively, I feel that Prince William may not step in, okay, if the king abdicates. I remember as well, speaking of which, that I did a reading pertaining to then Prince Charles and his wife Camilla. I think before, it was either before he became crowned as king, but nonetheless, you got to go back a little back, couple of months back, 10 or 11 months back when I did a reading pertaining to whether or not he will abdicate from the throne. And I think I did mention that with his age, I felt that with his age and not having this energy and his strength, and now with him facing health issues, by the way, it has been reported, as some of you have might already heard, that King Charles III has unfortunately been diagnosed with cancer. And how ironic is that? Because he just had a prostate surgery that was non-cancerous, but now he's been diagnosed with cancer. Now, it has not been reported into what form of cancer he has. We do know that there are so many forms of cancer, but whatever it is, cancer is not a good thing, right? I wouldn't wish that on my enemy, you know. But I bring this up because behind that diagnosis, that cancer diagnosis that has surfaced or that has come out and has been confirmed, and it's been said that he actually mentioned to both his sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, of his cancer situation. And speaking of which, as we speak, I believe Prince Harry is on his way to the UK to see his father. So with that being said, the question now, because following that diagnosis, it's also been said, according to a royal staff who writes for People Digital, her name is Janine Henney. She says that after that diagnosis, that he has and is receiving treatment pertaining to that. And with that being said, a statement from Kensington Palace has mentioned that King Charles III will postpone all future engagements for now until further notice. So with that, there then hangs another question, and that is, will Prince William step in for King Charles following his father's diagnosis? That is the next hanging question surrounding the royal family. So I will be back momentarily as I take a brief intermission to kind of prepare and see now what is going to happen pertaining to this recent development now surrounding King Charles III. All right, everyone. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday afternoon, and I will see you back in a bit. Bye for now.